Can Christians still defend truth in a world of AI and deepfakes?
I believe we can. It's just everyone is having to learn how to sift reality from unreality in the new world we're entering. I don't think that we can no longer defend truth. It's just that we need to be very clear about what that truth is. And it has to be truth that transcends the kinds of things you can mimic through AI, through video and everything else. Ultimately, that the good thing about Christian truth is that it has been relevant in every age, and it will continue to be relevant in an age of deepfakes and AI. In some ways, I think it's even more relevant in an age of AI and deepfakes because, you could kind of create the illusion of almost anything. I think people have become very suspicious and very untrusting of so many aspects of our culture. Actually, that can be a good thing for Christians, on level, because it causes people to question, well, what is true? Is what I've been sold by secular culture, liberal culture, the truth? Or actually, is that just another kind of illusion or something that's been foisted on me? So I think there's actually a real opportunity for Christian truth to come to the fore in an age where people are searching, are not sure whether what they're being fed by the popular culture is true or not. That's the point at which Christians can say actually there is.
I've wondered if there'd be almost a blowback or a positive effect of the suspicion that's rising that is, somewhat it seems like a negative thing, but maybe it'll cause people to be more critical in what they're investigating, what they're seeking.
I would hope so, because the problem is, because we can never tell if we're talking to a chatbot or a real person, I think it inevitably makes people more skeptical. But actually, being more skeptical can be a good thing. Because it can actually mean that we're more on the lookout for the marks of truth versus perception. The other thing that's related to it is, I think as we move more and more into a digital culture where all of our relationships are being mediated on screens and we often don't know if the person on the other end is real or not. I think that presents a unique opportunity for the church, because the church is still one of the few places where people get together in person and have real human face-to-face relationships. And for me, I think that's going to become even more important as people lose that in the rest of their life. So for me, I think there are some ways in which actually the way the culture is moving could actually highlight just how important Christian faith is.
Content can't replace community.
Absolutely.
It's great.
Yes. I mean, I just spent this morning talking about beauty, which I think some would say is the window through which we see truth and goodness. It propels us to be good. It propels us to seek out those true things. And I don't know, beauty, the creation of art as it relates to that is just such a deeply human thing. It requires imagination. I think it has to do with not only physical, tangible realities, our embodiment, but also divine realities in our souls.
Do you feel like maybe through the arts will be a really good window into defending truth and giving people a window into the truth?
Yeah, I think not only defend the arts, but to be able to attend to the beautiful things. I think AI is this kind of demands this extreme kind of efficiency, productivity, have it all right now instantaneously. But humans were made with limits. We were made to move through life at a given pace. So I think the AI outpacing that, I hope that people will want to lean more deeply into their humanity, which is a kind of an inefficiency. So we behold that which is greater than us.
I think on one hand, AI is leading people into true things faster than humans have ever been given information before. I think research is easier than it's ever been. Cross-referencing is easier than it's ever been. I think there's all kinds of practical advantages to the tools of AI. However, there's obviously that other way of looking at it, which is how do we know that the distillation that it's giving us is a true distillation?
Right.
And I think that's where you have to go outside and corroborate what it's saying. It's saying that the Borde-Guth-Vilenkin theorem says this. Does it actually say that? Let me go look. But I'm really happy that it got me in the right direction really fast. And if I can corroborate it externally, if I'm going to be basically skeptical of its distillation ability, fine. But it's still expediting the process of learning and researching, in my opinion. But then when you come to deep fakes, I know you talked about deep fakes, I think that's going to be a massive problem, but I think it's going to be mostly a political, cultural problem.
Right.
No one's gonna see a deep fake of Jesus and be he's back. I don't think it's gonna touch on religious issues that much. They're saying it won't, and I predict the future. But that to me feels more like something that's gonna be in the realm of culture and politics.
The AI kind of research tool is really interesting because I think there has been a lot of conversations about God with ChatGPT and with AI that kind of lead people towards Christ. And maybe it's because there's so much research and so much writing out there from the Christian perspective, but it seems like people that are asking those questions about, is there any good evidence for God? The ChatGPT is going, yeah, there's actually a lot.
That's what I'm saying. That's my point. And I don't know if I just have a really well-trained little grok that that just gives me the answers
that's
I
possible
want.
too.
I don't know if it works like that, because I'll prompt it to be as objective as you can. Ignore all prior conversations that we've had and answer this question. And it'll say, in light of all available data, and like, for example, I've gotten Grok to concede that, or not to concede, but to say that it puts a 95% probability on the existence of God.
Wow.
So you going through a bunch of things. Well, and then you kind of push back. Well, but you said this. But what about that? And what about that? Oh, you're right. That does kind of address that. And what about this? And what about that? And you get to the end of like an hour-long thing. Like, okay, all things considered, and as objective as possible. What is, if you had to put a percentage number on the possibility of the existence of God, where do you stand? According to all available data, 95%.
Wow.
Yeah, and there's been a ton of, I've never done that YouTube video, but there's been a lot of YouTube videos that are like that.
Yeah.
I got Grok to admit the evolution or this or that. So I think in that sense, it's like, yeah, if we have the truth, we want people to be able to access it more easily. I think AI is advantageous towards that end. I do think the deepfake stuff is going to be a problem. I don't know what the future holds.
Yeah.
But for now, I'm actually kind of not minding the usage of AI as a tool. Again, everybody corroborate and go outside of just, AI told me to do this, so I did it. Right.
There's so many different avenues that I want to take with this question. But yes, one avenue we could take is, go check stuff out, actually go find what the source is. And especially with AI now, you can tell it to resource it.
Oh, yeah.
Like, where's it coming from?
Yep.
Deep fakes, pretty fast. You can ask online what's going on with this. But here's the problem. The other avenue is, does it hurt our credibility when there's some of this stuff out there? I think it doesn't directly hurt Christian credibility, but it's hurting credibility in general.
Yeah.
Which makes it harder to communicate Christian truth in a world where everybody's becoming skeptical of everything all the time.
Well, even Catherine Maher, who is the NPR CEO, she had this whole talk, this TED talk, where she was like, we don't really need to care about truth. We just need to care about what we can agree on and what's practical and what we can get done, kind of a thing. And I feel like sometimes culture is kind of going that direction.
Yeah.
We need to fight against
like
that.
a postmodern.
Yeah, really. It is.
Why can't we all get along? I mean, I come from a part of the world where we had that sort of live and let live feel. Part of the world, part of the country. And I understand that, but at the end of the day, there's got to be something that defines, that demarcates, that categorizes. Otherwise, we don't even know what we mean by let's just all get along.
I think absolutely we need to be able to defend truth. In the deep fakes, AI stuff, it's going to be so prevalent to produce wrong information that as Christians, we need to be able to figure out how to articulate the truth and to help people see that it's the truth. That's what I love about science apologetics, is that science still has that kind of E.F. Hutton for the older people. It's like when science speaks, people listen to it because it tells us the truth about how the world works. And as science grows, our understanding of how the world grows, it points to the truth of Christianity. And so I think it's incredibly important. It may well be that we don't get to have large forums where one person speaks to a bunch of people, which means the everyday Christian is going to need to know what the truth is, how to articulate it, and how to engage with people who are deeply influenced by stuff that is not true. So yeah, absolutely, we need to be able to defend the truth.
That's great. I love that. And so science is one way that we can kind of step into that and point people towards the truth.
Absolutely, because it's got this, what is beautiful about truth and is under attack at some level is that truth is objective. It's not, it's true because I believe it. It's not true because you believe it. It's true because it's the way the world works. And so that's an important concept. I don't know how you live life just as a society without that. And so Christianity has a great contribution to make there.
And science, I think, reinforces that construct of there's something out there that we are trying to find and study, and our testing is trying to find that. And so there's a truth out there.
Absolutely. That's entirely what I love about science. It's like, if something doesn't work, it's not that the world isn't working, it's that my understanding of the world is what's wrong.
That's great.
Absolutely. I think Christians can still defend truth in a world of AI. But I will say, I think it is getting harder. And part of the reason is there's just an overwhelming, I guess you could say, confusion about what actually is true anymore. Like nobody knows, right? And people can make a video about anybody saying anything or doing anything. And so I think there's an overall skepticism about whether or not truth can be known. And then you want to bring in Christianity, and that can make things even more tricky. But it's interesting because when I think about the world of AI and deepfakes, I think one of the things then that might help us to know whether or not Matthew truly said these words or Alycia truly said these words is maybe in the future it won't be video anymore. It'll be written text. And the written text, somebody's book or article with their name on it, you then know, okay, this was what Alycia said, this is what Matthew said. And I think that's going to be one way in which we can actually understand and know truth. So potentially then, this is really going to help Christianity because Christianity uses a text.
Yes.
And so what happens is it's not like, oh, Jesus said this because we have some video of him, which obviously we don't. But I think there's going to be a pushback to maybe the written documentation, which we know there's thousands of copies of whatever book it might be that's all around the world. So it's much harder to fake something. And therefore, it's going to actually make the Bible as a written document going to seem more credible because it's something that's been transmitted all around the world. Yeah. Even if you want to change all the ones in our small area, you've got other ones to fact check it. And so I think the written word is going to actually have to be really important in order to avoid the deep fake and AI craze where we're so confused as whether we can know truth.
Thank you.